Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about standard form and how to change it into slope-intercept form. So on the left-hand side, please copy down these notes. We have standard form, which is in the form ax plus by equals c. On the right-hand side, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Our whole goal in today's lesson is to get from standard form to slope-intercept form. So please copy down this problem. 3x minus 4y equals 8. We're going to follow the same two steps every single time in order to get our equation into slope-intercept form, meaning in order to get our y all by itself. So the first step that we're going to do every time is we are going to add or subtract the x term. So let's go ahead and do that in the problem to the left. 3x minus 4y equals 8. Because 3x is positive, we're going to move it to the other side by subtracting it. Now make sure when you subtract it, you say minus 3x, so that way you tell your brain that you can't do 8 minus 3 because it has an x with it. So when I do that, I'm left with a negative 4y is equal to, and for this, we write it from the bottom to top. So it's a negative 3x, so we have negative 3x. It's a positive 8, so plus 8. So again, notice when I rewrite this, I'm writing my x term first. Now that I have my x term moved to the right-hand side of the equation, I'm going to take care of the number attached to the y. So step number 2 is we're going to divide all terms by y's coefficient. So if we go back to our equation on the left, do you see how there's a negative 4 attached to the y? Then we're going to go through and divide every single term by negative 4. When I do this, I not only need to simplify the numbers, but I also have to simplify my signs. So for the negative 3x over negative 4, I need to take care of my double negative. A negative and negative give me a positive 3 over 4x. If I look at a positive 8 and a negative 4, well, a positive and a negative give me a negative, and then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 3x minus 4y equals 8, written into slope-intercept form, is y equals 3 over 4x minus 2. Let's go ahead and look at a couple more examples. Okay, so let's look at number 1. I have negative x plus 2y is equal to 8. In order to move that negative x to the other side, I'm going to add or subtract it. Well, because it's negative, I'm going to add x to both sides. So I have 2y is equal to x plus 8. Now, to make your life a little bit easier, anytime you have a variable without a coefficient, it gets easier to add a 1 in front of it. So now when I go through and divide everything by y's coefficient, I remind myself that that is equal to 1 over 2x. 8 divided by 2 is a positive 4, and now it's written in slope-intercept form. If we look at number 2, I have x minus 3y equals 2. Go ahead and write that down. Okay, so how do I move a positive x to the other side? You guessed it, I'm going to subtract x. So I have a negative 3y is equal to, remember to write it from bottom to top, so negative x and a positive 2. And like we said in the last problem, whenever you have a number or a variable without a number, add the imaginary 1 there because it makes it easier. Now I have a negative 3 attached to my y. I'm going to divide every single piece by negative 3. So I get y is equal to, well, I have a negative 1 over a negative 3. So 2 negatives give me a positive, and I cannot reduce my fraction of 1 over 3x. Looking at my 2 over negative 3, well, a positive and a negative give me a negative, so it's minus. And then 2 over 3, again, I can't reduce it. So for right now, we're going to leave our y-intercept as a negative 2/3. We're not going to change it to a decimal. All right, go ahead and copy down numbers 3 and 4 now. All right, so looking at number 3, I have a negative 5x minus 2y equals 4. How do I move the negative 5x over? You're right, I'm going to add 5x to both sides. When I do that, I have a negative 2y is equal to, don't forget bottom to top, so 5x and a positive 4. Now, who's attached to my y? You guessed it, a negative 2. So what operation do I do now? Oh, you're on a roll. Divide every single one by a negative 2. So I get y is equal to, all right, so 5 over negative 2, I can't reduce that fraction, so it's just a negative 5 over 2x. And then a positive and negative give me a negative. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And I wrote it in slope-intercept form. Only one more. Now let's go ahead and look at number 4. How do I move a positive 4x to the other side? Awesome. Subtract 4x. So I have 2y is equal to, remember bottom to top, negative 4x plus 1. What's y's coefficient? You're right, 2. So I need to do what again? You guessed it again. Divide them all by 2. So I get y is equal to, a negative 4 divided by 2 is a negative 2x. And then 1 over 2, I can't reduce that, so it's just plus 1 over 2. All right, great job on that. I think you guys are ready to go ahead and begin your classwork. If you have any questions at all, feel free to speak to your teacher. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.